Okay, so once your paper is set up, you're drawing your horizon line first. Okay, we're only going to get to the horizon line today, the 2 points, and the center tower. All right, that's what we will cover today. I should be the only person talking right now. Thank you. You are going to take your T-square, and you're lining it up with the side of your paper. All right, you're going about halfway up the paper, and you are going to lightly draw your horizon line. Right, that means you're splitting your paper into sky up here and ground down here. You are taking your pencil and you are drawing 2 tiny dots at the very end of your line. That is where the 2-point perspective comes from, is because there are 2 points. Every horizontal line you draw will go to one of those points. Right? That's why we call it 2-point perspective, because there's 2 points. So one right here, one right here. They should not look like bowling balls. They should look like periods at the end of a sentence. This keeps shifting. Focus, focus. Okay. All right. For the first tower, which we call like the center tower, that's what I call it. So when you're kind of like going through your labels, I'm going to use my T-square. I'm going to make sure that it is aligned to the bottom of my paper. All right. I'm going to draw a vertical line in the middle of my paper, a little bit above the horizon and then a little bit below the horizon. So something like that. I'm just crossing the horizon. All right, this is for the center tower, that like middle structure in the drawing. I'm then going to use my ruler. They're on my desk. I am doing the bottom of my tower. I am pointing my ruler, so everything on the left side of my line is going to the left point. Everything on the right side is going to the right point. So I'm taking the bottom line of my tower, I'm aiming my ruler to the left dot, the left point right here, and I'm going to draw about a 1-inch line. All right, that's the floor of my tower. I'm going to do the same thing at the top. 1 inch. Mine is about 5.5. So I would, or sorry, 4.5. So I'd say not more. You shouldn't make it more than 6 because you need the space. And then I'm going to set up my T-square. I'm using my T-square for the verticals, so I know they are straight up and down. Right? If you don't use your T-square for the verticals, they will probably be off center, right? Because I'm making sure that my T-square is against the bottom of my paper, then I know that every vertical line I draw is completely straight up and down. All right, and now, so that's the left side of my tower, and now I'm going to do the right. So now I'm going to head towards the right point. Please make sure, and because I've only seen this in the past, when you are lining up your ruler, everyone's looking up here, yes?
Yeah.
When you're lining up with your ruler to draw a line, please make sure the line you are drawing is in the same path as your point. All right, for some reason, I don't even know how to like illustrate this. Some people line it up here, and then they are drawing a line and the dot is on the other side of the ruler. So please make sure that everything is on the same side of the ruler. So I'm going to draw a 1-inch floor. I'm going to draw a 1-inch top piece, and then I'm going to use my T-square to connect both sides. And if one side is a little longer than the other, just erase your excess lines. All right, you can also erase the horizon that is now cutting through your building, right? You should not see the horizon through your buildings.
The horizon?
It's where the ground and the sky meet. All right, so that is your center tower. All right, and then we're going to do the floating box, and that will be our features for today.
Yeah.
All right. All right, I'm moving on. I'm going to be making the floating box, which is to the right. It's in the sky in the right, so up here. Okay, so make sure you have some sky space there. All right, once again, I'm going to start with my center line. You always start with the center line. You always start with the line where things are coming off of. So here, right, that's my center. I'll bring this down so you can see it a little more clearly. There we go. Okay, it's floating in the air. Same thing. If I'm doing the left side of my structure, I'm going to the left point. Right there at the bottom. There at the top. I'm going to connect them. Now, I don't know if you're like, this is kind of like a mathy thing. If you're a math person, you might notice this. As you get, I should be the only person talking. As you get higher on your paper above the horizon, the angles start to increase, right? You have a much sharper angle, okay? The closer you are to the horizon, the straighter your horizontal lines are, okay? The other thing that makes this change is that the closer you get to the point, the sharper the angles are. All right, so these two sides of your building, right here, of your structure, the top and the bottom, should not be at the same angle, right? Because this line is close to the horizon, and it has a lesser angle than this one up here, which is up high. Okay, so your lines should not be the same. And what I'm talking about is things getting sharper as you get closer to the point. If you look at the right side here, it has a very steep angle, right? Because you're going to this point, so it's very close. Okay, so things will change. And now this top line here is very steep, like a very sharp angle. Okay, and it will make sense when you do your vertical to connect them. Right, and then you can erase what doesn't line up. All right, and then the only kind of exception to the rule of like left to left and right to right is when you're doing the underside of something or you're looking at the tops of something. So this will apply to the lidded box, the top of the E, the clear box, the bottom of the open carton, the bottom of the frame box, okay? So this corner here, everyone's looking?
Yeah.
Because people miss this. This corner here is going to go to this point. This corner here is going to go to this point, and they end up crossing in the middle. So what I mean by that is make sure you can see your points. I'm going to draw this here. All right, so that's line 1. And then line 2. And now I erase everything that is extra. All right, so that is the center tower and your floating box. Okay, I'm gonna stop this.